little late on the intro there. Good evening, everyone. My name's Heath Haskins, Code Primate, and welcome back to another LMAG. Let's make a game. But before I get started, let's do this. By the way, this is NCS 1 hour of programming music. NCS music 2019. But I think it might be a little too loud. There we go. Just a little bit of background noise, you know, helps keep us distracted for all of us ADHD people out there. I've got fan mail, and I'm going to read it. So, Roger, I just got your letter. I actually got your letter last week and picked it up, but it's been sitting in my my pile of to-do list. So, I'm going to read it off first, and then after we get done reading and showing and all that good stuff, we're going to do some game making. Hi, my name is Roger, and I started watching your videos, and I really like how you express your feelings on your videos when you are playing Lumber Tycoon 2. I have started to play because you inspired me to play and to enjoy Lumber Tycoon 2, and even sometimes I've gotten angry because people have stolen my Sinister Wood on the game, but you were the one who kept me playing Lumber Tycoon 2 and Roblox myself. And as I was watching your videos, you had explained that you had a coding book for Roblox Studio, and I wanted to learn how to code, but it took me a while but finally started coding, and that was because you had inspired me to start coding. When I realized you had made a book, I wanted to look at it, but here's something I have to tell a lot of people, that I don't like reading at all. Alright, real quick, neither do I. I don't want to read. There's no need for me to read. I wrote the book in a way that I would want to read a book, straight to the details. Like I want the how-to. I don't want the history or the explanations. Like that's how I wrote the book. So that's why we were able to keep it so small as well. Okay, carrying on. But your book is so interesting because I wanted to code on my own Roblox game myself. So I worked hard to make some money and to buy your book, and I like your book. It is a little confusing at times, but I figured it out myself, and I'm still working on my game, but thank you so much for the book. I love it a lot, and I hope you make another one. Sincerely, Roger. Aww. My return address is, I'm just kidding, I'm not going to read it out loud. And then here, if I can cover it up. There we go. Cover up the address. He drew a little Code Primate picture thingy down here at the bottom. I know I wasn't able to show it that well, but that's because of where it is. Oh, PS? Hold on. PS. Is there a PS on here? I don't see a PS. Is there another piece of mail inside there somewhere? Nope. No extra little... Oh. Nope, that's just a fold. So, no extra little pieces. Thank you, Roger, so much. No promises that I will give you a return email, but I did read it out on stream, and awesomeness. And I am going to place your letter along with all of my letters over here. All the letters that still need to have return letters given to them. There's a lot. I'll just say that out loud. There are a lot over there. Okay, this one, this side up, fragile. I don't think it mattered how much you wrote fragile on the box. Can I see the name? Where is it? Code Primate from America to America. I don't know what this all says. Anyhow, I'll go ahead and read out the letter and kind of show the items that were sent, because it's actually pretty cool. A little confusing, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, a gift is a gift. I love them. So, all right, boom, big lettering. I like big lettering. It helps me read. A package, smiley face. Hi Code, my name is Lolbass. I'm from the Netherlands, and I often watch your videos, and I decided to create something. It's not drugs. It's a sort of egg statue, a golf ball, I don't know why, and, and my cat, nah. Oh, and my cat. Nah, just kidding. It's because I've said don't send me your cat before. See the package as it's a present, in lumber. You open it, you get something, and it is this present. There is a golf ball and an unidentified egg statue and some real Dutch rainwater. Smiley face. Big letters, do not drink. It might be toxic, as it is rainwater, and I sealed it with glue. So there is some glue in the water. It is sealed with, so no one can drink it by accident after a while. You can throw it away because bacteria is going to form up inside the water, so be aware. I hope you like it and that it's not broken when you receive it. I hope that you like it, and I hope that you can send a letter back. Oh, and can you add me on Discord so we can chat sometime? My name is, and tag is Lobas, hashtag number 6969. I think I already sent a friend request. If you don't want to, it's okay, smiley face. I hope you enjoy these items. I made them for you, and I hope you receive this stuff as it looks I hope you receive this stuff as it looks like drugs. I hope you have a wonderful day or night or weekend or vacation, and congratulations on 123,000 subs. Smiley face. I hope you can play lumber once. Oh, I hope you can play lumber once. Greetings from the Netherlands, Lobas. Sorry for the bad drawing. Printed didn't work so good. Warning, don't drink the water. My Roblox name is MIIFROMWII. Me form we. And then you gave me your return address. Sorry about the bad drawing in the printer, blah blah blah. Dude, do not worry about it, okay? This is amazing. This is like, I love this, okay? Now, it's a little bit unorthodox to like send me rainwater and then tell me not to drink it and say that it kind of looks like drugs. But I understand what it looked like whenever you packed it all up. It was all in this like bubble wrap, and everything was like kind of packed together. So I understand like why you said it, and it's cute. I like it. So your egg statue was completely destroyed. The pieces were all busted apart. It was just in shambles. But I was able to manage to throw it together with some oh no! We have a piece that fell off. I'll have to fix that. With hot glue, I was able to hot glue it all back together. Okay, I'll have to put that one back on there, but I'll leave that right there. And then here's the golf ball that you said. And I guess in the Netherlands, golf is pretty big in the Netherlands, right? So, this also says that it was from a driving range. It says Egden van Heit Golf Park. So I would imagine that's some place that you went and got the golf ball from. So, thank you. Because this, if I'm thinking of this correctly, you and your family probably went there and like you grabbed one of the balls off their course. So it was actually a personal memory to yourself of something that you had done with your family or with one of your friends or something like that. And that is, in itself, you shared that with me, and now I have the memory of it. So that's, people in the comments are going to be like, why did he send a golf ball? Think about it like that. That makes it, whoa, you got to think deep about these things. And then the rainwater. I will not drink, as it may contain bacterias, and I do see a little bit of the floaties from the glue, but that is Dutch rainwater. So if I ever am in need of like purified Dutch rain, I'll have some on the ready and all available for me. So thank you guys so much. If you want to send, hold on, is the address on there? The address is not on there. Why is the address not on there? What? All right, let's add some text, some existing text, PO box. I don't like that those are that big. So not that part, but all these parts. Let's go down here. Let's go to the size. Instead of 0.1, I'm going to go 0.8, comma 0.8, comma 0.8. There we go. That's a little bit better. And I should be able to move this slight. Okay, that's not working. 0.25, 0.125. Change this movement a little bit. So we're doing the half amounts. So those right there. Okay. Now on not that one, these I'm going to go control duplicate. Oh wait. I am going to do that with the other one as well. Okay, so on all these parts, control D, duplicate. Go across the board like that. And then on this one single piece, I'm going to do a control duplicate, but then I'm going to turn it back into, I'm going to turn it into a cylinder. So from ball to cylinder, I'm going to rotate it so it's facing to and from the first ball and the second ball. And I'm going to move that right into the middle. If you hold shift when using WSD, it'll do small movements. So right there looks like the center of the left side. I need to scale it just a little bit to the right side, like that. Now, all of that should line up pretty well. So, all these parts on the bottom, I'm going to invert and make them negative. Boop, like that. Now those are all negative. I'm going to hold shift and add the part that's oops. Hold shift and add the part that's below it. And we're going to union them. Boom. That's how I made the Mancala board. And then I just took that, duplicated it, made it on the opposite side, and voila! There you go. Oh, also with the materials, wood and this, like that. Oh, that's not the right color. Why is that not? Is it because it's a union? Let's do separate. And then all those pieces we're going to make into that material, and we're going to make into that material. So, and now when we union, it should all go back into. Oh wait, that was concrete, wasn't it? Dang it. Okay, so change it to wood planks, and then change it back into. Oh, wood plank kind of looks good too. Change it back into normal wood, and then when you union it, it should look like a board. Now you might pay attention to like the rotation of the spheres, because I noticed that. Whoa, I noticed this little like tearing of the texture down here at the bottom, but it also looks like it's been carved, like maybe out of multiple different pieces of wood. So I thought that was a really cool, nifty little take on it. Cool. Okay. So then the next part is I built this little table for it to sit on top of. I built two sides of it, left and right, and then I added this this little thing, this little hinge in the middle, like if it were to close, right? It's not an actual hinge, it's just for fun. And then I found these two little chairs. All right, both of these chairs actually have seats on them, but they were not attached to the actual model. So if we go look at the Mancala table, it's got chair 1, chair 2, board, table, table, table. So these actually need to be turned into a controlled group. And we're just going to call this the table. There we go. That way it's all grouped together. Nice and clean. That's the way I like it. So that's the basic setup for what came next. Now, the part that you don't see are all these little pea things. Drink. So I actually added all of these extra spheres, which let's see, player. Hold on. Let's go to transparency and do 0.5. So this way you can see player 2 goal should be a blue. Hold on. Cyan. Copy. And paste. There we go. So these are the actual playing pieces. Okay. So when you click on the board, it's going to register, are you a player? Are you sitting down? Is the game started? All of these different things are going to register. If you're allowed to make your move, it's your turn, and it contains items. Like it contains these pebbly thingies. Here, I'll show you. Let's go to transparency of 1. All of these need to be transparency of 1.
Here we go.
Oh, I didn't do that. Click out of that. I didn't want that. There we go. Not 15. Just 1's fine. So, I've rigged this one where player 2C already has a name. It already says that it's there. Oh, I forgot that I programmed music to this thing. Okay, so when you first sit down, it loads the table. Ready? Boom. So each one of these actually has 4 inside of it. It looks like that may not have 4 in there. Did they roll away? Uh-oh. Maybe they fell down. Are they under the table? I don't know where they're at. Hold on. Actually, I do know where they're at. Watch this. Working with, not the LMAG, but the board. Okay. That's slot P2, right? Oh yeah, they're all in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts. Oh, they're called parts too. I need to call them pebbles. Anyhow, once I'm sitting down and the game has started, right? It'll say, hey, it's Code Primate's turn, blah, 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 right? And I should be able to click on this and it says, hey, you can click on that. And then it'll be the player 2's turn, player 1's turn, back, forth, back, forth. So let's hit stop and I'll show you how I got all those to kind of connect. So here we go into the scripting part. Yay. So to start off the script, oh, by the way, this is not an efficient way to program. I'm showing you the long way. Does that make sense? I'm not using models, and I'm not using function scripts, like the ability to call a function, and I'm not using arrays or anything like that. I'm literally programming each individual thing by itself. There's going to be a lot of repetitiveness and a lot of things like that. I thought I should explain that first. There is a more efficient way to program this. I want to show you the long way first, and then we'll come back and we'll address it, and we'll do arrays and stuff like that. So first thing I want to do is player 1, player 2. Whenever the script first comes into the world, player 1, player 2 is blank. We don't have any players because we just rezzed into the world. We don't have to worry about it. Player 1 seat. All right, I come into the script. I go to the parent, and then I look for that player 1 chair, and then I look for the actual seat because each one of these has a seat inside of it. Oh, by the way, I found the chair inside the thing, the free models. I know, I just said that, didn't I? I looked through both of the chairs. I looked through all the chairs. There's no scripts. There's nothing extra inside there. It's all free, okay? But I didn't want to, like, freak you guys out and like, oh, no, it's a free model. No, I just didn't have time to program a chair. So what I do is I look for this seat, okay? The player 1 seat and the player 2 seat. Both of them are inside the models, and I assign those to the variables player 1 seat, player 2 seat. And then in here, I do GS, which is going to stand for game state. GS waiting for players equals waiting for players. GS waiting for player 1 equals waiting for player 1. These are all the different game states that it could possibly be in. All right, and down here is where right here's I put in the testing. So that should, Control Z. How do I comment out? Oh, like that. There we go. So that's how I program those. Each one of the states has a definition, and I'm going to set those with the variables, not by trying to type this out and equal them and all that good stuff. So I have these constants up here at the top. That's what those are. Current state equals GS waiting for players. So it says, hey, I'm waiting for the players. It sets the current state to that state, and now we have a stateful part of a program. Was that a subscribe? Hello, subscriber. Hello, Catherine Canaries? Catherine Canaries? Okay. The board equals script.parent.board. So I point to the actual board itself. and then each one of the actual player slots, P1 stands for player 1, P2 stands for player 2, and then the number after it is the actual slot. So P11 is player 1's first slot, player 1's second slot, player 1's third slot, and so forth. So that's a very inefficient way of doing it. I could have done like for each child, do this, put it into an array, whatever the case may be. I didn't want to do that because I wanted to do it the long way, and basically because that's the way I'm doing it. So, and I will do it the faster way later. So, right here, P1 move order. Okay, the player 1, whenever you're on the board, this is going to be player 1's side, and this is player 1's goal. Okay, player 2. Whoa. Player 2, this is your side and your goal. So, the way that you play Mancala is each one of these slots has 4. Player 1's going to go first. Usually it's the youngest player, but it's Roblox. So I don't check ages or anything like that. So, player 1 just always goes first. You start over here on your side. You can pick up any one of these 6, and however many pebbles there are, you drop in the next slot. So let's say it's this one here. I'd pick these 4 up, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that would end my turn. It's the next player's turn. Okay, and then they would do the same thing, pick up one of these, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, at the end, once you land it in here, so like let's say we just started, I'm picking this up, pick this up, go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I start going around the back of the board. I would have gotten 1 point and ended up putting 2 over here on that side. Now, if I go all the way around the board, say I have 20, or let's say 12 in this one, pick it up, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not going to drop it in their goal. I come back down here, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's how that works, okay? You never drop it into your opponent's goal. You're only dropping it into your goal. Next rule is, if you land, like say there's nothing here, and I land in this empty square, right? Whatever straight across from it, if there's pebbles over here, I take those. So like say there's 3 here, nothing here, and I land. Bam. I take these, put them into my goal. That's part of the thing. First player to empty out their slots, either side, they stop the game. They haven't necessarily won the game, but they've stopped the game. Okay? And if that player's, like let's say player 2 runs out and I still have beads over here, they get all of those beads added to their score. They took over the rest of the board. So that's how to play the game. Let's go set it up, and hopefully I've got some programming under my belt. Oh my gosh, we got 4 minutes left. So back over to the game scripts. These are the player move orders. So P1 goes to P2, P3, P4, P5, P15, P16, and then it goes to player goal. And then from the player goal, we go all the way around the board. Notice that player 2 goal is not inside the player 1's move orders. They can't put stuff inside that person's goal. So there's an array. And I don't know if I did the array right. Did I do that right? Excuse me. Okay. So, down here we were doing testing. Okay, so these are the player moves orders. All right, and we go off of player 1, player 2, player 1, player 2, so forth. Pebble equals an instance new part. I should probably do pebble dot name equals pebble. Should it just be lowercase? Let's just do lowercase, just for fun, pebble. And then enumerate, it's going to be a ball. It's going to be the size of 0.125, 0.125, 0.125. And then anchored equals false. So it's going to be a loosely contained item. If the item falls off the board, it should be fine unless it falls into the void. If it falls into the void, then it kind of gets deleted. So I can't really control that. I wish there were a way to check to see if something deleted itself into the void. How to check if something deletes beforehand. Okay. New setup game. I guess I could have each one of the No, because they're going off of what's physically inside of them. So that won't work. Okay, so player 1 seated. When the player let's go down here. Okay, player 1 seat dot child added, player 1 seat dot child removed. I connected 2 functions. The first one is player 1 seated. All right, for player 1 seated, if the child dot name, if the thing that changed is the seat weld, then player 1 equals game dot players dot the child dot part 1 dot parent dot name. Okay, so a little confusing. Inside this right here, there's this weld. Well, there's a weld that's created. And when that weld gets created, it has the seat as the first part and then the player as the second part. That player object is down here. Hold on. It's hard to kind of explain that without you seeing it firsthand. Okay, so when I sit down like this, right? This seat, if we go look at it, workspace, working with, player 1, chair, it now has a weld, a seat weld. And the first part, part 1, is humanoid root part. Now if I jump up, that disappears. See that? The weld's no longer there. But if I sit down on it again, it reappears. And I'm always part 1. So we can use that to our advantage to say, hey, who just sat down on us, right? And it's the actual part, not a name of the part. It's the actual part itself, like in the world. It references the actual part. So game.players, this right here indicates that we're searching for some kind of array. And I say, hey, the child.part1, its parent in that dot name. So it's looking for the array inside the players. So we actually get a return of the player themselves. With player, I have player ID, player name, all the good stuff that comes up here inside the players list up here. That gets generated. And by the way, this is all server side. Everything is server side based. So I don't have to worry about client side interference of any kind. If the current game state is equal to waiting for players, then the current game state gets switched to waiting for player 2. Print the current state. If the current state is waiting for player 1, then we automatically know that there's a player 2 sitting in there, and we could put that in there. If current state is waiting for player 1 and player 2 is not equal to blank, then we could say, hey, it is now player 1's turn, set up a new game. So that's what we do. Set up a new game is a function up there at the top. I'm not going to get into it yet. Same thing goes for player 1 unseated. Okay, if the child is seat weld, then player 1 is blanked out. The current game state, if the current game state is waiting for player 2, then the current game state goes into waiting for players. I should probably put if any other state. If current game state, we're going to have to put in some more logic on those. Because if there's a player 2 that's seated and they're in the middle of the game, player 1 stands up, that player should forfeit the game and say you didn't win. So. Player 2 seated the child. Okay, hold on. I'm not really good at explaining this while I'm programming it, am I? Player 2 seated the child. If the child is seat welded, then... Okay, this is the same thing as the first player. This one here. So I can technically do this. Copy. And player 2 seated. Then come in here and paste. If the current game state is waiting for players, then we are going to wait for player 1. If the current game state is wait for player 2, then the current game state is player 1's turn, and we start the game. So, I should really document some of these. Put in more documentation. If player 2 is unseated, then seat weld. I just removed the players. current game state underscore current state equals waiting GS waiting player 1. Okay. Oh, hold on. Waiting player 2. Okay. If player 1 is equal to blank, then GS current state equals waiting for players. Waiting for players. Else, GS current state equals GS waiting for player 2. So, if there is a player 1 and player 2 stands up, it'll go to waiting for player 2. If there's a player 1 and if there is no player 1 and player 2 stands up, then it goes back to waiting for players. And if we're waiting for players, we need to reset board, which I haven't created yet. Reset board. Okay. We should also do that for player 1 as well. We don't need to print that. That's for right now. Okay. Player 2 seated. Player 1 unseated. Alright, let's take these, copy. And we should be able to put them into... Hold on. Is that... Do this. Blank. If player 2 is blank, then waiting for players. Reset board. Else, waiting for player 1. Should I give them the benefit of the doubt, and if they accidentally jump up? No. No. Not for now. We're going to just go ahead and reset the board anyway. So, either way, reset the board. So let's go up here to function. This is set up new game. I'm going to create a new function called function reset underscore board. And then we're going to say okay. So I actually did this, didn't I? Okay, so for each child inside board, if we go look at board itself, working with Mancala board, right here, we get each one of these, okay? So every single one of these should have pebbles inside of it. So we're going to go for each IO. We need to take this out. And we need to take that out. Okay, so this goes through each one of the slots. So for each one of the objects, we need to get the children. So, each slot. For X, okay, for pebbles, no. Index. No. P index. P object. Stands for pebble index and pebble object in I pairs O colon get children do if P object dot name is equal to pebble, then P object dot colon destroy. Okay, so that what this does is it goes through each one of these slot objects over here on the side, and if one of the slot objects is a pebble, or no, it goes through each slot. It grabs the children of each slot and says, if it's a pebble, destroy it. I think that should work. Let's go ahead and uncomment our test. So we're just going to say that there is a player 2 and that we are currently waiting for player 1. That way it should set up the board. Like I said, this is going to be a very long script. It's going to be one massive long script. So, all right, let's go sit down. Boink. All right, the board's all set up for us to play. I can click the first one. If I jump out, haha, I destroyed them all. Now if I sit back down, oh snap. So I guess that could be a way to troll, is like jump out, jump back in, jump out, jump back in. But I'm going to put a consequence. If you jump out, you automatically get a loss. Now, why is that? Okay, hold on. Let me go into workspace, work with, Mancala, board, and it looks like, what is that? P1 and P2, P11. There's Pebble 1, Pebble 2, Pebble 3, Pebble 4. I think what's happening is they are spawning in too quickly and not having enough time to actually fall down and clone. Mode at position plus vector3 dot new 0 comma 0.1 comma 0. If they are all appearing at one time, that might be a bit much. Oh no, they no, that one right there didn't appear. So, what if we slowed it down? Let's put a little bit of a timeout delay in it. So let's do, was it sleep? Or is it wait? Yeah, it's wait. So we're going to do a wait for 0.1, no. Is it in seconds? Yeah, 0.125. That doesn't seem like enough. Let's do 0.5, half a second. I'm also getting a little red line underneath that pebble thing over there, the new pebble, because it's looking for a new thing. Sorry, it's looking for a local variable. Oh yeah, that's gonna take a while. And it didn't go in order at all, did it? It's just looking for children. Now, how high up was those appearing? Not very high up. So, let's hit stop. Whoa, 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 wait a second. What happened over there? Did I just move something? Control Z. Huh. It looked like I just moved something. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe not. We still good? Okay. Okay, let's go back over the game script, and instead of 0.1, let's go 0.5 above the vector, and we're going to lower this down to 0.125. That way it's pretty fast. Pretty fast. That's how we're going to move it across the boards as well. Each one of the positions. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty cool. Now I think we could speed that up just a little bit. Okay, so let's go here. Instead of doing it 4 times, okay, I guess that does work. What we could do is put this statement in here 4 times and have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and they all drop down at the same time. So it's like, boom, there's the 4, and they drop into 1 slot. I think that may be more efficient. Copy, paste, 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 paste. So this is totally not what you're supposed to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. So this is going to be 0.125. Actually, yeah, 0.125. 0.125. This is going to be negative 0.125. 0.125. And then this one's going to be negative 0.125 and 0.125, and then we're going to have 2 negatives. Ooh. Negative 0.125 and negative 0.125. So it's going to happen 4 times, and we actually don't have to have a delay in there anymore because they're not going to be in the same positions. So they should just drop straight in there. Hopefully. 0.125 is the size of each one of them. So, oh my gosh! Look, Dad, it's blueberries. Oh, that is so cool. I am so happy that they are part of the physical world and not something else. That's kind of cool. Oh, I don't need the for loop in there. Sorry. That's why we're getting so many. There we go. All right, here we go. That worked a lot better. And if we're in first person, we can still control our side of the board, see everything that's there. I was thinking about adding little labels, like whenever you move over each one of these, have a label pop up, just saying how many is inside each one of the slots. And then at the end, it'll actually count them all up for you, so. That is so cool. Okay, so let's hit stop. I'm gonna save this for now. File, save to Roblox. Let's go ahead and turn them back into transparencies. And I'm going to change the script. Take out the, where is it, the testing. And we're going to test it with 2 players. Save. Oh, no, I don't need to save that. So, let's see. Test, start a server with 2 players in it. Go. Oh, did it start? Did I? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Oh my goodness, 47-minute video, but that's okay. We had fan mail and all kinds of other stuff, and it's LMAG. Who's going to complain about like an hour-long video of? It's not going to be hour-long. Once I'm done with this little part, I think I'm actually going to be done for the night. So I figure it's a good place to leave off for now. Oh, I got to go turn off the. There we go. Okay, I don't know that wasn't copywritten. Okay, it's no copyright sounds, it says. Okay, so we got player, and who's the other one? Player. So we're both player. Are we player 1 and player 2? So, who am I? And let's see. If we open up the world, am I just player 1? Ah, okay, so this is player 1. So I'm going to have him sit in player 1 slot. And then I should be able to open up the second one. This is player 2. If he sits down in player 2 slot, boom, game starts. Jumps up, game ends. Try it again. Sit down. Game starts. Let's switch over to player 1. Game ends. Nice. Sit down again. Game starts. Can we click? I bet it says that I could click. Yep, you can click this. So this is the actual server. This is what's reading off. So there's not going to be any kind of notifications on the server side. So I'm going to have to add labels like players 1 turn, player 2 turn, and so forth, back and forth. So, but for now, we got the board reset, the board start, all set. Next is going to be programming each one of these to respond whenever player 1 touches their side or player 2 touches their side. And then have each one of these count out how many they've got, move them to the next correct spot, verify that they have not taken one or that they've not landed in the very last slot. Because if you land in the last slot, like say this one has 4, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I land in my goal. If my last piece lands in the goal, you get what's called a free turn, and you get to go again. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone for watching this episode of LMAG with me, Heath Haskins, Code Primate. I know that it was kind of slow at the start because of the modeling portion of it, but I wanted to show you kind of how I made the board and how everything kind of came together and what I've been doing. Yes, I was going to keep this a secret, but at the same time, I don't know why I was trying to keep it a secret. Like this is very cool, and it's going to be a concept of something that you can take inside your own workspace, your own worlds, and use. So, love you guys very much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. Do all those cool things I'm supposed to call out at the end of the videos like a good YouTuber does, but it's your choice. If you want to, go for it. If not, that's cool too. Love you guys. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Outro.